Hi, sorry for the delay and the issues we've been having, a couple of techie issues. So hopefully there's a few of you still hanging around and here. Thank you for your patience. Let us get started. So just starting by lying down and making yourself comfortable. Just giving yourself permission to slow right down and come into the moment. Just allowing that attention to move to the present as you set aside everything that's going on in your life. And for the next hour, this is just about you connecting your mind with your body through your breath. Letting your attention go to your sense of hearing, noticing the sounds around you, near and far, loud and soft. And just allow them to be. Allow the sounds to drift through you without identifying them. Just let them be. And then bringing that attention to your breath as you breathe in through your nose, filling your belly, and out through your nose. Noticing how that inhale fills you all the way down to your belly. And taking 3 more breaths like this. And then just, if you've got space, open your legs out wide either side of the mat and open your arms out, just bringing them up above you. And as you breathe, think about your breath reaching the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes. Thinking about your breath being a thread of energy that weaves throughout your body, sending that energy all the way through your body to your fingers, to your toes. And then lifting those arms up, let's just bring them all the way behind and down by your sides. And on your next inhale, raising them up over the head. And exhale down by your sides one more time. And bringing those legs into the mat, bending the knees, just hugging the knees into the chest. And taking a moment here. Shoulder blades nice and flat on the floor. And then letting the hands come down, let's just begin to cycle the legs. Just starting to warm up. And you can keep the legs up here, or if you'd like to begin to challenge yourself a little bit, you can start to lower the legs down as you cycle, noticing how you have to start to engage the core when the legs get lower. And wherever you are with the legs, just go in the opposite direction. And let's keep this going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And hugging those knees into the chest. And just rolling over onto your side. Let's come all the way to sitting. Sitting up nice and tall. If you've got a block or a hardback book, you might want to sit on it. Seat bones to the edge. Reaching up out of the block, nice and tall, all the way up the spine to the crown of the head. And as you inhale, just finding space in the spine. As you exhale, moving into that space you created. And let's just raise the arms straight up here and come forward. And raising them up, bringing them out to the side. Let's just turn to the right and back and to the left. And once again to the right and center and to the left and center. Good. And just bringing it on to all fours. And curling those toes. Let's push the hips back as we start to move up into our first dog. So we're starting our dog quite early. We're not very warmed up. So just move into it slowly, pushing the hips back as you begin to raise the hips up, keeping the knees bent, heels up off the floor, and just start to pedal it. Starting to get a little stretch into those legs, into the hamstrings. Nice long spine here, pushing the hips back towards the back of the mat. And when you're ready, coming to your stillness, wherever that stillness is. So your knees can be as bent as you need them to be, your heels up off the floor. Remember, throughout this practice, always listen to your body. Just go with what feels right for you today. And from here, just walking the feet up to meet the hands and coming all the way up to the top of the mat as we come to stand here. And as always, just checking in with your alignment, feet in a nice straight line, pointing forward, equal weight spread across your feet. Standing up nice and tall, opening the palms to the front. So you've got a nice open chest here, taking 3 breaths here. And 1 more breath. Good. And raising the arms up. We're going to run through a couple of sun salutes. If you're familiar with sun salutes, go at your own pace, in your own style. Or you can stick with me as we sweep forward into a forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to get into your forward fold. And halfway lift a nice long spine, keeping the gaze on the floor in front of you. And forward fold. Let's step that right leg back, dropping the knee. Open out the foot and coming up into a low lunge. Raising the gaze. And hands down either side of the foot to step back into a plank. Having a little micro bend in the elbows here, fingers open nice and wide, and coming down through knees, feet, elbows in as you come to your chest. Rolling through into a cobra, keeping the gaze on the mat in front of you, and pushing up through tabletop into your downward dog. And from here we want to get that right foot up to the top of the mat. Whatever way works for you, you can help it along the way, you can carry it up or step it up or whatever works for you. Dropping that left knee, open out the foot. Coming into your low lunge and hands down either side of the foot. Step that left foot up to meet the right. Coming all the way up. Good. Let's take that on the other side. Forward fold. And a halfway lift. Forward fold. Left leg back. Low lunge. And stepping back into your plank. Coming down through knees, feet, chest, into cobra, and up through tabletop to your downward dog. Taking that left foot up to the top of the mat, whatever way you wish. And coming into your low lunge on this side. Hands down either side of the foot, step that foot up to meet the left, coming all the way up. Good. Let's take it one more time on each side. Arms up, sweeping down to your forward fold. And your halfway lift. Nice long spine, forward fold, right leg back. Coming into your low lunge. And hands down either side of the foot to step back into your plank. Coming down, knees, feet, chest. Cobra, elbows in, and pushing back through tabletop into your downward dog. Getting that right foot up to the top of the mat. Dropping the knee, open the foot. Low lunge. And hands down either side of the foot to step into your forward fold. Bend those knees. Come all the way up. Good. Let's take it on the other side. Sweeping forward to your forward fold. And halfway lift. Forward fold, left leg back. Rising into your low lunge. Soften the shoulders. And stepping back into your plank, elbows in as you come down through your knees, feet, chest, into cobra, and pushing back through tabletop to your downward dog. Bringing that left foot up to the top of the mat, rising into low lunge, and hands down into your forward fold, coming all the way up. Good. So we're going to throw a few other moves into different versions of sun salute. So let's raise the arms up and come into your forward fold. Halfway lift and forward fold. Stepping your right leg back, letting the knee come to the floor, open out the foot. Let's just step that left foot across to the edge of the mat. You've got choices here. So you can put your left hand onto that left foot, pushing it away slightly and turning the chest to the left. And if you want a little bit more, you can come down onto your right forearm for the stretch. If you'd like a little bit more, you can curl up those back toes and lift the right leg up off the floor. Good, and knee down if you have it up. hands down. And we step back into our plank, coming down through knees, feet, chest, into your cobra and through tabletop to your downward dog. And stepping that right foot forward, dropping the left knee, walking that right foot out to the edge of the mat. Again, here you've got choices. Put the right hand onto that right leg and just turning the chest towards the right. If you want more, bringing the left forearm down and then taking that twist. Or if you'd like a little more, you can lift up the knee of that left leg. Taking a breath here. And bringing the knee down if it's up. Both hands down. We're going to step that left foot up to meet the right. Just walk the right foot in a little bit. And bend the knees to come all the way up. Good. Raising those arms up. Let's sweep down into a forward fold. And halfway lift. And forward fold. Left leg goes back this time, dropping the knee. Open out the foot. Rise up. With your right hand, lifting your left foot, holding on to the left foot with the right hand. And raising this left hand up. Good. Feeling that stretch in the quad. Taking one more breath here. And allowing the foot to come to the floor as we step back into our plank. Coming down through knees, feet, chest. Through cobra to your tabletop. And all the way up to your downward dog. Stepping that left foot up to the top of the mat by whatever means. Dropping the right foot, the right knee even. Coming up tall, bending up that right leg. Holding onto it with the left hand and raising that right arm up. Good. Let's take 3 breaths here. Breathing into any places of tension or tightness. And allowing the foot to come to the earth. Both hands onto the floor as you step that right leg up to meet the left. Bend the knees. Coming all the way up. Good. And arms up and out, sweeping down, forward fold. And halfway lift. And forward fold. Let the feet turn out. Bend the knees. And make your way all the way down into a squat. So just go to wherever feels right for you. Doesn't matter where it is. Doesn't matter if your heels are up. Whatever feels good. And then finding a nice long spine wherever you are. We want to keep that chest open. If you can get your elbows against the insides of your legs, do, and begin to push them away. As we take 3 breaths here. Nice long spine. And bringing the hands down onto the floor. Let's step back into our plank. And coming down through knees, feet, chest. Rolling through to your cobra. And pushing up through tabletop up to your downward dog. And from here, walking the feet forward, coming to the top of the mat, bringing both feet pointing outwards as you sink down into your squat on the way back. Think here as you're exhaling,
Lifting the pelvic floor, bring the belly button in and up to engage the core. And hands down on the mat. Allow the feet to turn towards the front, bending the knees as you come all the way up. Good. Feel free to take a break at any time. Raising those arms up, let's sweep down into our forward fold. And halfway lift, nice long spine. Forward fold, right leg is going to go straight back, but keep the knee up. Straight back. Back as far as where you can still get your heel, that right heel on the floor. Bend that left knee as we come up into a warrior one. So we want nice square hips here. Equal weight on both feet. Let's raise the arms up and the gaze, keeping the shoulders soft. Equal weight on both feet. Left knee still over that left ankle. Good, one more breath here. As you exhale, lifting the pelvic floor, bring the belly button in and up. And coming forward, both hands down either side of the foot, stepping all the way back to your plank. And coming down through knees, feet, chest, through cobra, and up through tabletop to your downward dog. And we want to step that right foot up towards the top of the mat. But remember, we want to keep the left foot all the way on the floor with the heel on the floor. So if your stance is that size, that's absolutely fine. Whatever is right for you, challenge yourself a little bit, but don't overdo it. Bending this right knee, coming up, squaring those hips off on the way up so that they are in line with the top of the mat. And raising the arms up, raising the gaze. And as you exhale, lifting the pelvic floor, bring the belly button in and up. One more breath. Good, and coming forward, hands down either side of the foot, stepping that back foot up to meet the front. Bending those knees to come all the way up. Good, and arms up, sweeping forward into your forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold, stepping that right foot back again, being able to keep the foot fully on the floor. Let's just begin to bring a little bit of straightness into this left leg if you can, into the front leg. Again, just what feels right for you as you bend forward. And think about bending a little bit deeper. Taking 3 breaths here. Good. On that exhale, lifting the pelvic floor, bring the belly button in and up. Bend that left knee as you raise the body up. We're going to clasp both hands together, straighten that front knee, and just following the gaze, following your hands with your gaze as you take a little back bend here. One more breath. And coming upright, bending that front knee, allowing the hands to come down as we step all the way back into our plank. And coming down through knees, feet, chest, into your cobra, and pushing up through tabletop to your downward dog. And we're going to get that right foot up to the front of the mat by whatever means. Able to put that left foot down, beginning to straighten out that right leg, deepening the fold towards it. Good. Nice long spine. And one more breath. And then bend that right knee as you make your way upright. Straightening the front leg once again, clasping those hands together, following the gaze as you raise the hands over your head for a little back bend. Without locking the legs, so a little bit of give in the knees. Good, one more breath. Letting the hands come down as we step it up to the top of the mat. Raising those arms up, sweeping down to your forward fold. And a halfway lift. And a forward fold, stepping that right leg back. I'm getting my legs mixed up now, haven't I? Nope. Bring that right foot forward again, stepping that left foot back. We don't want it too far back. So you want to be able to get that left heel onto the floor, bend that right knee, make your way up. Bringing the hands into prayer. We're going to shift the weight into the front foot, into the front leg, the right leg, as we begin to lift up, allowing the body to bend forward and raise up that left leg. You can have the knees bent if you wish. Allow the gaze to go to the ground. Good. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Those left toes pointing towards the floor. Good, and allowing that left foot to come down to the earth. Bending the right knee, hands down either side, and stepping back into your plank. Coming down through knees, feet, chest, elbows in. Rolling into your cobra and pushing up through tabletop into your downward dog. Great step. And stepping that left foot forward. Hop the right foot a little bit forward so you can get the heel on the floor, rising up. Bringing those hands into prayer. And then allowing the weight to shift into that left foot as you begin to bend the torso forward, raising that right leg up off the floor. Right toes pointing down, gaze looking at the mat in front of you. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And with great control, letting that back leg come down, stepping it forward to come to the top of the mat. Good. And from here, hands on the hips, just stepping a long ways on the mat and allowing those toes to turn outward once again. We're going to bend those knees to come into a nice goddess pose, because we are, of course, all goddesses, unless there are any gods. And let's just raise those arms up as we take 3 breaths here. And with each breath, think about sinking just a little bit lower. Good, 1 more breath. Super. Hands down onto the knees. Let's just turn that right shoulder towards that left knee. And coming straight, turning that left shoulder towards the right knee. And coming straight. Good. Straightening up the torso, raising those arms up once more for 3 more breaths. And 1 more breath. And straightening the legs. Good. Hands onto the hips, coming to the top of the mat. Raising those arms up. Sweeping down into a forward fold. And coming all the way down onto your knees and onto your bum to come and lie all the way back. All your standing work is done, letting the arms come out behind you so you're nice and long. One more breath here. Bringing the arms down by the sides, bending the knees, and just letting the upper body lift up towards the knees and down, and lifting it up and down, and one more time, up and down, allowing those feet to come in a little bit closer. And hugging the knees into the chest. Just giving your back a little bit of a massage here. As you come to stillness, letting those feet drift to the floor. And we'll rise up into a bridge. So lifting those hips up away from the floor. Good, let's stay here for 3 breaths. As you're exhaling, lifting that pelvic floor, bring the belly button in and up. So you're engaging the core to help you here in this pose. Good, and raising the arms up over the head for 3 more breaths. And slowly making your way down to the earth, hugging those knees into the chest as you take a little bit of a massage here on your lower back. Just going with whatever your body is suggesting. And then coming to stillness here. If you can grab onto your toes, do. If you can't, hold on to the backs of your thighs as we begin to straighten the legs out. And starting to just pull those feet gently towards you. So you're getting a really good stretch all the way up the back of your legs. Remembering not to lock the knees. Keep a little micro bend in the knees, micro bend in the elbows. As you're exhaling, lift that pelvic floor, bring the belly button in and up. One more breath. And bending those knees, letting your arms come inside, holding on to the outside of the feet for happy baby. But let's have it a very dynamic happy baby here. So just moving your legs whatever way feels right for them. They've worked quite hard tonight. So just let them ease out. Listen to what they're suggesting until you're ready to find stillness in the pose. And let's take 3 breaths here. And allowing those feet to
to drift down to the floor, and the knees to fall over to the left, bringing both arms out and turning your gaze to the right. Bringing the knees through center over to the other side, allowing your gaze to change direction. And coming back through center, let's just begin to prepare for your final resting pose of Shavasana. Palms facing upwards, letting the legs come out long. I'll just take this opportunity to thank you so much for joining us this evening. I hope you enjoyed that session. Apologies, it was a little disruptive at the start, but hopefully we have a few of you with us. And yeah, we'll be back here live in some way, shape or form on Friday at 6 o'clock, and we'd love to have you along. As always, all of these practices are available to do at any time for our patrons for just €5 a month. You get to access all of the live classes and to get recordings of all of those practices to do at a time of your choosing. So now I invite you to just really give your body the opportunity to take on board all of that movement, all of that work, as you just let go. Letting go your toes and the soles of your feet and the tops of your feet. Letting go your ankles, shins, calves, knees, thighs, front and back. Letting go your glutes, your whole pelvic area. Letting go your belly, your chest, your rib cage. Letting go the whole of your spine, your shoulder blades, shoulders, armpits. Letting go your upper arms and elbows, forearms, wrists, and backs of your hands, the palms of your hands and your fingers. Just letting it all go. And letting go the back of your head and the crown of your head, your forehead, eyebrows, eyes, cheeks, jaws, chin, lips and tongue. Just let it all go as you allow your attention to move to your breath. Breathing in through your nose, into your belly, and out through your nose. And taking a moment of gratitude here to your body, to yourself, to all of us for practicing together, and for whatever you have to be grateful for today. And with that attention on your breath, listen for a voice inside you. Any voice, no matter what it's saying. and just say hello to it.